me again, and I got a new topic this week. This week's topic is, why do I choose to coil versus two-strand twist to get my lock started? Or to do the braids to get my lock started? Or to interlock to get my lock started? Well, the reason being is this. You know my old cardinal rule. I like to leave the hair healthy. I like to leave the hair in its natural, normal state. So that when it starts to do everything that it's going to do going forward, it start off in a healthy place. And we don't have to force this thing. And we don't have to overlay this thing. And we don't have to do styles just to keep it going or do a whole bunch of other stuff. When I coil, that coil is your natural curl pattern, whether long or short. No matter what, gray, brown, tan, blonde, whatever, black, whatever, green, whatever the case may be, it's still your natural curl pattern. And working with your natural curl pattern and natural styling, to me, is the best because healthy hair is going to revert. So if I'm leaving the hair already in its healthy place, as far as starting from that fro to the coil, I don't have anything to fight with. My client can work out, they can go swimming, but they can't dunk the head. They can do a number of things without sticking that hair together. So what I want to do is I want to break down the difference between all four of the different dynamics that I have seen people use when it comes to starting their locks. Starting with coils, then to two-strand twist, braiding, and then interlocking. And I can tell you what I feel, and this is just what I feel when it comes to every last one of those avenues, just so that you guys can be successful in your outcome from what I've learned is success when starting locks. All right, starting with your coils. Your coils, well, again, that's your natural curl pattern. That's how your hair naturally grows out of your scalp. So all you're doing at that point is taking your comb and spinning that hair and combing it together. There's nothing to it but that. So it's still in its natural place, but the difference is it's just put together in these little cylinders now, giving your hair that understanding that I want to put you together and keep you there without forcing you there. So the roots are not tight from the beginning. The roots are not stretched out from the beginning. The roots are not stuck in one place from the beginning. And the roots have room to grow and progress. And as you grow those 700 hairs into that loose curl pattern, boom, you automatically start a bud. But when you do the two-strand twist, and you have to overlay that thing, okay? Say you go work out. That overlay, which is not your natural curl pattern, can break a loose, starting with your ends or starting with your root, because your hair wants to get back to its natural place. And it wants to understand what you're trying to do. But it already has its program that it had before you even started. So you kind of took it out of its comfort zone a little bit when you did that. That's why your twist outs don't last, because that's not your hair's natural texture. That's a texture that you made up. And that's a texture that you told your hair was going to work. So as you overlaid that hair, that's exactly what you kept getting. A level of simplicity when it comes to your body and your hair. It already came here to do what it's going to do. God is that good to where he already set us in motion. Our bodies are going to progress hair the way it's going to be. Now, you have Dr. Dubrow on Botched, and you have all these other folks that'll give you a needle in the butt in Mexico and put a little baking soda in your boob to make you do whatever you want to do, and you walking around with a tube right here so you can just keep pumping water into you. That's unnatural, because if it was natural, you wouldn't have to do all that, like the coils. Once the coils are set, they're set. Now, mind you, they're going to do a little shifting only because it still wants to go back to the fro, but not as much shifting as you would get as if you were two-strand twisting. So don't botch the hair with a two-strand twist, and then once you get your first shampoo, it just comes apart. And so your first set of money for your starter locks, you wasted, because your hair came straight or loose. And now I got to do it again. Now me, I'll just charge you the retwist price. But I'm not going to set myself up like that for failure, so we're going to do the coils. But me mentally, I would just give you the retwist price just because I don't want my client to feel like you're wasting money and money is going down the drain. You don't want to do that. So just keep that in mind, because that's a major factor. A lot of people are saying, I want to do the two-strand twist and all of that. Also, the two-strand twist parting is different from the coil parting. The two-strand twist, you want that twist to look full. You want that twist to do so much. Well, in coils, I have the sky as the limit. I can make it big, I can make it small, I can make it long, I can make it short. I can do whatever. And I don't have to worry about making it look full. Because your hair that you give me is going to give me that maximum fillage without me having to overlay. Now, let's skip to braiding. Braiding is another overlay, but that's a lot tighter of an overlay. So what's going to happen at that point is when the hair starts to bud, right here where that bud is, it's going to swell. You're going to have a little knot right there because this braid is stuck down here at the bottom. Now, right here where this root is and that hair starts to shed in 100 hairs a day from that scalp, that's where it's going to start to expand because it's not in its comfort zone anymore. You took it out. So now we have to grow that hair out and then change the bottom. Well, that's more money because now you got to go wrap that. You got to do this. You got to do that because you're ready for locks right now. Am I lying? No. You be ready for locks the moment you get in your car and be on the way to the salon. You be ready for locks when you set your appointment in May of 1997, but your appointment ain't till June of 2017. You be ready. So why come in and ask for something that's going to give yourself so much work? So what I did was I went through YouTube and I looked for answers and I looked for stuff and I looked for it and I looked for it and I looked for it. And no one told me nothing. They didn't say why they coiled. They didn't say why they two-strand twist, nor why they braided. They never said any of that. I get the mindset, you know, some people like that look better, but when it comes to actually having a successful outgrown lock, without you having to style, without you having to pluck and pleat and do all of this stuff with, I have found that the coils have been the best. And I've asked several stylists, not that you're just playing my program, I've asked several stylists, is this really, like, do you really find that coils work better than some of these other projects? And they said hands down yes, because their clients don't have to do so much work. And I agree. I don't want you to have to work yourself to death when you already came in here and said, I'm sick of this hair. I don't want to comb it no more. I don't want to deal with it no more. I want to wake up and I want to go. Then boom, let's work with it in its natural phase so that you can wake your butt up, make some oatmeal and grits in the morning with a little sausage on the side, get in your car, take little Ray Ray and little Body Lynn to school, and you don't have to do anything but and get out. That's what we want. Okay? So understanding why I coil is to keep the hair in its natural place and to work with the hair in its natural place so that you don't have to do much work. You don't have to do much pulling, much manipulating. Oh, we got to refix this and oh, we got to touch that up and all this. When my clients walk out, they say, what can I do? I say, live your best life. This is not going to stop you because you got your lock started on Tuesday that you can't do what you plan to do on Thursday. You can still do what you came here to do without having to worry about that reversion. You can take those showers. You just can't submerge it. And you don't want to keep it perfect. You want to let it progress into itself so it can understand the training and everything that you're putting into it at this time. Because if not, your hair has a program of its own. Again, I say that hair will let go and it will fall out. And you won't even know why it's falling out, but it will leave you like a crackhead or with withdrawals on a rainy Thursday. You don't want that. I promise you, you don't want that. Because at that point, you not only wasted your money, you wasted your time, and now you're going to be ready to give up. And you didn't come this far to want to give up. Every aspect of this journey should be successful. Now, let's talk interlocking. I've never done interlocking on anybody to get their lock started. Never, ever, ever. And I doubt that I ever will. No. Because what you did at that time was just as equal to braiding. But you did it in a different manner, a more detrimental manner. Now, I know this video is going to get some people mad at me and they're going to be in the comments saying, you don't know what you're talking about. I started my locks with interlocks and I did this and I did that. Okay, now be honest with me. If you didn't continue the interlocking and you start palm rolling after you got your locks started with the interlocking, couldn't you see the two different locks going on? You had an interlock at the bottom. You had a thicker palm roll where that bud was, all the way back up to the scalp. Those were two different things going on. And you had to understand what that looked like. And you had to understand why that happened. In the beginning, before you started shedding into that bud, before your hair started to fill in, you used what the scalp and the body had already produced. Okay, so that could have been, let's just say hypothetically, 20 strands. Okay, well, 20 strands stuck in that interlock. This is your 20 strand interlock coming from the scalp. As that hair grew out, it filled in 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 strands. You still got 20 strands right here. 100 strands from the scalp a few months later is different from 20 strands on the end. So now you're ready to cut that off. You're wasting hair. That hair could have been yours. That hair could have been a part of your whole journey. You didn't have to cut it. You just have to understand what it was going to do for you and how it was going to do it. Healthy, juicy, bouncy coils. You can go anywhere. People are already trying to judge. They're trying to say, oh, locks is nasty. They're ugly. When you start off, I can't believe you're doing that to your beautiful hair. But then you go home with your coils and your grandma like, oh, baby, what's that? Can you call your stylist and tell him to give me some of those too? Okay, I want some, yeah. Or you go home and your son and your daughter say, Mommy, I want some snakes like you. That's cute. That makes you feel encouraged because now you feel beautiful. The people around you supporting your beauty, they're supporting your life. Versus you going home with these lock extensions that look like a thigh, a kneecap, and an ankle on lymphedema. Or some extensions that look crazy. Or some interlocking that's thin as wind. And then the stylist said, you can't condition. So when you woke up and you was having an orgy with your hair because it was snap, crackling, popping, you got to understand the source in these things. Or when you did the 2-strand twist and they either had to use a bunch of gel or a bunch of clips and all they had to do was style to hold that thing and just force that thing down and hold it on the cartilage like misery or something. That's more work for you. Yeah, my clients don't have to do that. They never had to do that. Now, the only ones that have a hard time, I'm not going to lie, and I tell them, you're going to catch hell. Those are always my exact words to them. You're going to catch hell because your front is loose. Possibly you were doing sew-ins. That's fine. Possibly you had a wig on, a U-part wig, and you had to do some flat irons. That's fine. Or you was just flat ironing a lot, period, because you like that straight look. Again, that's fine. But think about what's going to happen when we try to coil that hair that you have trained to become partly straight, how that hair is going to react. That hair is going to fight me back and it's going to fight you too. So at that time, we give steam treatments and all that to try to rejuvenate the curl pattern. But that is the only time I've ever seen a coil just give a fight back or give an issue, which is not good. You don't want the hair to fight you back. You want the hair to work with you for your good. So from day 1 to day 50,001, you feel like you really came into a successful thing. You really made the right choice for your hair, your mind, your body, your soul, and your life, your job, your career, your love life, your everything. Because the moment you feel like it's taking you to an obtuse or a convoluted area, you ready to cut it off. You ready to give up. You gonna make videos and say, why I cut my hair. Why I did this, why I ain't got no man. And you don't have to do any of that. You don't. So before you think about the method of how you're going to start your hair, consider your hair first and understand your hair has a curl pattern, which all you have to do is take that 1-inch barber comb and just unify that thing and it'll work. All you have to do is use really light products and it'll work. All right, hold on, wait. Let's touch on that right quick. Light products. How you start is how you finish. A lot of you guys are saying, my ends are popping off, my ends are dehydrated, my ends are frayed, my ends are this, my ends are that. But then we get to cutting those ends off, and you done put so much product in their hair, it look like peanut butter. It'd be so dark, and it'd be so brown, and then you feel like you have to resort to apple cider vinegar or acidic items just to cleanse the hair. There is no other hair service in the world that you have to go damn near acid to wash your hair or to cleanse the scalp of the body. You don't bathe in things like that. So why do you have to do this now when it comes to locking, when if you just left the hair alone, it'll freeform on its own without any products? I don't understand the mindset there. But hopefully I can open someone's eyes to understand. Start out light. Start out healthy. Start out free. Start out working with the program that your hair has already given you that it's going to work with. Start out giving your hair the life that it's already giving you in return so that you can keep your edges. You can keep that middle section right here, that crown, where people get stressed out. You can keep this back areas and it won't go from excessive styling. You can keep your whole head of hair, and 3 to 4 years later, you can say, this hair keeps touching me, can you please cut it? That's success. Because you got to a journey and you got to a phase that got you somewhere. That's all I care about. All I care about is you starting that hair in a healthy, natural way. Because there aren't natural products. And I'm not going to make it seem like it is. Because if that was the case, like I always say, none of these products will have shelf life. And you will open it up and you will see the juices and the berries and everything that will come in there. Okay? But you do not see those things. You do not. You see white, green, glitter, blue, orange, all that. That's not natural. That's enhanced and infused and a lie. But they'll say whatever because what you see on the front of that bottle is another thing. But starting out light, starting out clean and clear, starting out with a moisture, starting out with hydration, all of the above, because you know what's going to happen in the future. You're going to shed that dead hair into that lock. That dead hair can dehydrate that lock so fast. It can cause that lock to do so much so fast. And if you don't do it right, the way your hair is programmed, it will pop off on its own as a defense mechanism and grow back later. So I stopped by here today to say, this is the reason I coil. I can only speak for myself. So I'm giving you my perspective on what the hair has done for me in over my 17 years of doing hair and how it has worked for me, how I have some very successful clients as far as their hair journey. They're very happy, men, women, children, all of the above. And I'm happy that they're so...